whatever it is the enemy has stolen, I decree it's time for you to come back to me in Jesus' name. And I loose now that recovery to each and every one. If they're watching online, I decree to you now, pursue, overtake, and recover all. Give the Lord a hand clap of praise for that. Now, I've been on a little bit of a prophetic journey for a season since 2021. I just want to quickly update you of where we have been. In 2021, as I was seeking the Lord about the word of the Lord for that year, the Lord did something unique to me, and he said, I want you to look at the number 2021 in the Strong's Concordance. And in the Concordance, if you know, there's always a Hebrew number that corresponds also to a Greek number. So 2021 had a Hebrew meaning and it had a Greek meaning in the Strong's Concordance. So let me just give you what the Lord said to me back in 2021 is in the Hebrew, it's the word hatsan, and it means to be sharp and strong as a weapon of war, like a chariot advancing to possess the land. And then the word in the Greek was epikario, and it meant to take in your hand or to undertake and put it in your hand. What do you think the Lord is saying? He was saying, I have weapons for you. And those weapons need to be sharpened, as we heard earlier from my wife, and they need to be in your hand, and they are powerful. How many of you don't have carnal weapons, but you do have spiritual weapons, and there's powerful to the pulling down of strongholds and demolishing the things the enemy has planned. And so can you do this? Just lift up your right hand. And I want you to just, what good is a weapon if you're not willing to take it out of the sheath, if you're not willing to take those arrows out of the quiver, if you're not willing to take that weapon and lift it up and say, the sword of the Lord and the Gideon, and say, Joshua, take up your sword and fight, and I will fight for you. In other words, you've got to begin to use what God's given to you, that decree in your mouth, that prayer of intercession, that praise that must come out of your mouth, that dedication. Use whatever God has given to you. It is a weapon that is powerful. For Lord, I loose sharp and strong weapons of war into all of the ecclesia tonight, that they might receive it and fight the good fight, and having done all, fight to see the victory loosed in our generation. Just give the Lord a hand clap of agreement and receive that which God is loosing. And then in 2022, he said the word in the Hebrew was the word har, and it meant mountain, hill, country, or nation. And the word in Greek was epikeia, which meant to pour out upon. So what is God saying? I want to pour out of my spirit. I want to pour out upon the seven mountains. I want to pour out upon the people. I want to pour out upon my church. I want to begin to see nations change in a day. And it really speaks to, in that pouring out of epikeia in Luke 10, about the story of the Good Samaritan, in which you remember the priest and the Levite, they passed on by when they saw the guy on the side of the road who had been robbed and beaten and left for dead. And they said, I can't get my hands dirty. I don't have time for this. I've got another religious agenda that I have to accomplish. But then the Samaritan, who was also despised, yet he said, I'm going to stop. He said, who is your neighbor? This man. Because he stopped and he said, I'm not going to let this stay the way it is. I'm going to give. I'm going to pour upon his wounds, the oil and the wine. I'm going to restore, and I'm willing to pay the price to make it right. So what is God saying? God may be bringing some divine interruptions into your life.